Jessie Woo, VBS. I just turn the water on. Big old flex. You never saw before. He's chasing me like waterfall. Jessie Woo.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to my first Just a Couple Things episode of my podcast. How are you guys doing? I'm so excited. I'm really, really excited to do this. I've been wanting to do a podcast, like my own podcast, for years. I think I didn't think I could really do one on my own. I did have one on my own for a while back. It was called what was it called? I think it was called Shut the Fuck Up, Jessie. Because it was something that I would get sometimes in my comments. I was just like, all right, I'll just make that my podcast title because I'm not going to shut up. But and then I did brownies, which was really, really good. I just chose the wrong bitches to do that with. And then I did Chat Shit podcast, which was amazing. I co-hosted that with Zach Campbell, and that was for Issa Rae's rap shit show on HBO. That went great, but we all know that HBO canceled. Okay, one thing about HBO, they're going to cancel a black show now, okay? But they canceled rap shit. And that was really bittersweet. It was such a great experience. Like, I love everybody at Hooray. I love, obviously, Issa Rae. Jifa, who hired me, and she oversees all the podcasts for Hooray. She was great. Everyone was so great. And then afterwards, I thought, I'll just like keep doing my YouTube, which I've been doing, which I love doing. I am a co-host on Dish Nation. I became an official co-host last year. Shout out to Shirley. Not Shirley. Oh my God. Not Shirley. Shout out to Sherry Shepherd. Why did I call that lady Shirley? Oh my God. Shout out to Big Shirley. No, I'm sorry. Shout out to Shirley Shepherd. She announced that Tamar and I had got the official co-host positions last year. And Dish Nation's been good, but I have always been doing my YouTube. I've been doing YouTube commentary and commentary in general for the last 7 years. And so I think it's only right that I have my own podcast, my podcast. I'm always telling everybody else to unplug their microphones, please, and go to www.careerbuilder.com and go find a job. I'm still gonna be saying that because a lot of y'all don't need to be having no microphones, except for me. Please make sure my microphone is on, okay? Pioneer people, make sure my microphone is on, okay? Just a couple things, teams. Make sure the microphone is on. I have a lot to say, and the people need to hear it. But some of y'all don't need no microphones. Some of y'all, we need electricians. Like, okay? We need CNAs. Like, y'all need to be going back to work, please. But yeah, so it's only right that I have my own podcast and just continue what I've always done, which is commentary, but also like go into deeper discussions with y'all about who I am. A lot of you guys are so new to my platform. Some of y'all have, interacted with my platform from good things that I've said. Some of y'all are here because y'all heard some bad shit that I've said. Like, one thing about me, I'm always saying something, which is why I need a podcast. I just talk a lot. So I think it's just very fitting that I have my own podcast and I continue talking about all the things, but also just get a little deeper into what's going on with me. So I think it's only right too that I just give y'all more of a background on me. So I did kind of tell you guys, the work that I've done 7 years ago. How I started my journey on the internet was a lot of Haitian jokes. Like, I would do like jokes where I would imitate my mother. And at the time, I was living in New York. I was in the concrete jungle, baby. New York is not for the weak. Lord have mercy. I was so broke, but it was the best time of my life. I moved to New York 2016. And when I moved to New York, I ain't have nothing. Like, I was dead broke. I had just finished getting my master's degree at Florida International University. So I do have a master's and a bachelor's, both from the School of Communication at FIU. I am a Panther. So those of you guys who are watching me and you went to FIU, we're Panther sisters. We stick together. And yeah, so then I moved to New York afterwards because I was trying to be a reporter girly down in Florida, and it just was not happening, baby. You gotta be como la flor. You gotta be Hispanic. The Latina girls is the one getting all the jobs down in Miami. I was like, damn, I tried putting a curly wig on. I tried doing the little Selena look, the little red lipstick. That just did not work. Bitches was like, no, ma'am, you are not como la flor. You need to go over there and do something else. They was not trying to give my ass a journalism job. It was really crazy. And I think the job market, period, in Florida at the time was just like, you have to picky pani. If you don't picky pani, you don't get the job. You don't get the trabajo. And it was crazy. Like, I remember one time I was working in HR. I have 8 years of HR experience, by the way. I was working, it was a temporary job. It could have gone to permanent. Those of y'all who have been in the job market, sometimes you get a temporary. If you do really good, they'll keep you. So at the time, I was working at Turnberry Isles, I think it was, and it was a hotel. I think it was a hotel it was a hotel, Turnberry Isles. And the job was Picky Pani. Picky Pani. And so, I lied. Because listen, uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Like, what you need? Like, I could count. Like, what you need? El Rojo, Salado Gigante. I got all that. Like, I could picky little pani. So I lied and said I could picky pani. So when I got there, they realized I couldn't picky pani. But I was upset because I didn't really need the picky pani. Because most of the employees was not picky pani. Most of the employees were Haitian, and I'm Haitian, okay? So it's a lot of Haitians that were working there, and they were working in hospitality, like doing all the background work in hospitality. The picky pani was the girlies that were in the office, and I realized it wasn't that I needed picky pani. They wanted me to picky pani to them. They wanted picky pani, but you didn't have to picky pani to the employees. Are y'all following me? Good. So that was usually like my experience in Florida. It was like, it just was very like either white or Latino. So it's like for the blacks, you really had to work like 10 times harder. When I got to New York, it was so different. Because a lot of the Hispanics, a lot of Latinos in New York don't picky pani. That's the crazy part. Like in Miami, they all picky pani, okay? But in New York, a lot of the Hispanics, Latinos, they picky pani a little bit, but you can get away with not picky pani, like if you're Hispanic. So it was just a totally different tone. The workforce was different. And I went to a job placement. First of all, finding a job was crazy. Like it took forever for me to find a job. Then I ended up going to this job placement spot called Atrium. And they were a job placement firm, and they were looking to place people at this, I can't remember the company's name now, but I'm pretty sure I've worked as an influencer for that company now, which is funny, but I can't remember the company's name. But anyway, they were looking for to place people in different corporations, different businesses. So when I got there and I interviewed, they actually liked me so much that they're like, actually, we would love to hire you here at Atrium. And I was like, oh, I could definitely see myself being a job placement agent, a job placement coordinator. Like, this is my background. Like, I have all these years in HR. And they're like, what? Well, we would love to have you. But at the moment, we need a receptionist. But we only need a receptionist for 90 days. We will give you the job of going into being a job placement agent afterwards. And since you have like, your degrees in communications, like we'll have you, do the job placements for people in the communications field. I was like, no problem. So I take the job. And for 90 days, I worked at Atrium, and it was really, well, I worked there for more than 90 days, but I took the job. And it was cool at first. Like, it was really cool. I think that The job force is really an interesting place, which is why we really need like good leadership when it comes to like local government and also, the president. Obviously, Kamala Harris for president. If you don't know where I stand, just want to make that clear. Kamala Harris for president. I will be voting for her just because she gets her hair pressed. I don't give a fuck about none of the other shit. I'm finna vote for her for the same reason y'all don't want to vote for her because she a black woman. I'm finna vote for her for that. And she Indian, okay? Have y'all ever tried Indian food? Okay, my bad. Let me just stick to the topic. But Indian food is actually bussin'. And she Jamaican too. We don't even have to talk about Jamaican food. Okay, cool. So now that we got that understanding. But anyway, I was there and everything was cool. I remember a girl coming to me because one of my duties at the front desk was I wasn't just a receptionist. I did a lot of HR work. I did a lot of like the I-9s, like all the background paperwork, all those 13 to 25 pages of things that you fill out. I was the one handling that when you go into a job. And but then I would do like office things like, set up appointments for somebody to come clean. If we had any issues with the building or something like that, I'd be in communication with the building or even down to like ordering groceries for the office. So I would order groceries every Friday and the groceries would get there on Monday. And so I remember one day, it was a Thursday, and one of the girls in the office came to my desk and she was like, "Hey, we're out of milk." Mind you, I was ordering all types of milk, like milk that don't even come from cows, like milk that come from, just random shit, coconut milk. When the last time you seen milk? When is the last time you bust open a damn coconut and seen milk come out? Y'all let me know. I mean, I travel a lot. I ain't never seen no milk come out no damn coconut, okay? I'm ordering coconut milk. I'm ordering plant milk, almond milk, skim milk, unskimmed milk, non-fat milk, dairy-free milk, dairy-full milk. Like, it was all types of milk, okay? Because one thing about white people in New York, they drink all types of motherfucking milk. I was ordering milk I had never heard of, okay? So the girl comes, she's like, "We out of milk." And I was like, "Oh, well, tomorrow I put in the order and the milk's going to be here on Monday." And she was like, No. I was told that if we run out of milk, you're going to go downstairs to the grocery store and you're going to shop for the milk. I was like, okay, now, Margaret, now, hold on now. I said, "No, I order the milk, the groceries every Friday. It's going to be here by Monday." She's like, "Yeah, but I want milk now." I was like, "Okay, well, you can go ahead down to the grocery store and you can shop for your milk." Mind you, I'm at the front desk. Like, what do I look like leaving the front desk to go shop for somebody for milk for somebody? Like, that's crazy. So that situation happens. I'm like, "Yeah, no, girl, no, ma'am." And it gets back to HR and unbeknownst to me, now my 90 days comes up. So my 90 days comes up. I'm like, "Hey, y'all, you know what I'm saying? I done did my 90 days. You know what I'm saying? With a promotion. Where the promotion at? I done did all the things." And they were like, "Oh, the thing is, like, we don't really feel like you want to be here." I'm like, "Why? What makes you say that?" We heard about the milk thing. Like, it just was very like, like you had an attitude. Some of the people in the office are complaining about your attitude. I was like, now it became an attitude thing. And now it was a thing of I wasn't ready to move up. And it was a thing of me constantly like trying to overdo what I was supposed to be doing at the job. And it just became just a very painful experience. And I was looking for other jobs, couldn't find any. And at the time too, I was taking acting classes. Like, Atrium was in Manhattan, it's on 14th Street. At the time, I was living all the way I was still in New York. I was in Flatbush living with 4 roommates, people that I didn't know. Okay? New York will do that to you. New York, LA, that's the experience when you're getting into those apartments, like or living situations. You're living with a bunch of people you don't know. And I remember just going to work every day, then leaving and taking my acting classes, and I would go take acting classes, and like the coaches wouldn't really have much to coach me on. They would be like, "You're just really good. You're good." And I'm like, "Okay, so if I'm good, why not? Why am I not booked? I'm good and not booked. That's not making sense. That's the math not mathing. Okay, good gets booked. Okay." So, things were just not happening. And I remember one day, like, going to work crying. I was like, "Ugh, I just really want to use my talents every day. Like, I don't want to sit behind a desk every day. Like, I really, like, just praying to God. I was like, God, I really want to use my talents. I want my talents to pay my bills. Like, that's what I want." And probably the next week, I come into work and I got fired. I was like, Lord, I wanted to quit. I would have liked to quit instead of getting fired. I mean, I said I didn't want to work here, but damn, like, you know what I'm saying? We are in New York, okay, the concrete jungle where dreams are made of. And at the time, baby, my dreams was not getting my dreams. My dreams was in the gutter, bitch. Okay, so I get fired. And literally, like, I am depressed. I get on food stamps, unemployment. One thing about me, bitch, I'm from Dade County. I'm finna hustle my way into some money, baby. I got me insurance. I got me unemployment, food stamps. I was getting some other shit from New York. And New York to me too is a very good state for the poor. I know that sounds crazy. But if you poor, you might can make it in New York though. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. It's a lot of things, I'm not gonna say because, I might get implicated. But I did a lot of things now to get by, okay? I ain't sell no coochie or nothing like that. But I'm just saying, like, I did lie on a couple things, paperwork. So, I could get some coin into my motherfucking account. But anyway, so being depressed, being unemployed, I started making content online, like joking about like just my experience as a Haitian kid, having a Haitian mom. And before I knew it, like, so many people in Brooklyn and in New York started recognizing me a lot. And um I spent months while I was making the content, I was still looking for a job. And there was a young lady that I met through a man that I know. Darren Brand, I had met him because back in early 2016, I was a Wild Knot girl for season 8. I did one season of Wild Knot as a Wild Knot girl. And if you do your Googles, I've spoken about my experience as a Wild Knot girl and how unpleasant it was. But Darren Brand, who was a Wild Knot comedian, Jordan Crafton, who was a producer or cameraman on the show too. I made friends, and they kind of always had my back. And Darren introduced me to one of his friends, Essence, and Essence introduced me to somebody else who was on a comedy show, and then that person introduced me to Matassa, and Matassa had me come in and do this comedy show. And as I was on the comedy show, because at the time too, I was starting to do stand up. I did stand up for like 2 years. I don't do it anymore, but sometimes I regret not keeping up with it. But it's never too late. I might go back into it. Who knows? But I did it for like 2 years, and I met Tanya Hoffler, which was a young lady who came up to me and asked me had I ever done online on camera reporting. And I was like, she's like, you're really pretty. You're dark skinned. I'm looking for like someone dark skinned, like to be part of BET Breaks. It's a show on BET. And it's all like, we talk about like, celebrity topics and all that. And she's like, have you ever read prompter? Yes, I can read. She's like, can you write your own story? Yes, I can write. I can write. What you need me to do? I can write. I can read. I can do backflips. What do you want? And just like that, I got my first big network job, and I was a co-host on BET Breaks. And then the rest is just history. And from then I've gone on to do so many things. I've worked at Essence twice. I've hosted at Essence Festival twice. I've done the BET red carpets. I've done a reality television show. I've, like I said earlier, I'm a co-host on Dish Nation. I've released music. Like, I've done so many the last 7 years. I've done so many things the last 7 years. And now here I am adding something else, which I mean, I've already had podcast hosts to my name, but I think having your own is really, really good because people get to know you more, and um I just get to build something new. Ultimately, my ultimate goal is to be like the next Wendy Williams. Like, I know that's kind of it's kind of a good and a bad thing to say depending on who hears it. Some people, didn't like Wendy. I've always loved Wendy. I love the mess. Like, I don't love creating mess, but I love talking about it. I don't like being in mess, but bitch, I love talking, but I love mess. I love it. I love mess. Like, I love mess. Like, I love talking about mess. Like, I just do. I love it. And I love the way she was so effortlessly funny. She was fearless. Like, she didn't care. She spared no one. And I just thought that she was just so honest and real with her craft. And it sucks that when you look now, like, that her disease, prevents her from talking and processing. Like, the very thing that got her to where she is now, it's all gone. Do with that info what you may, but I think she's a legend. She's an icon. She's a moment. And I think that a lot of like shows right now during the daytime, nobody's coming close to that. Like, nobody. Name your fave. They're not coming close to it. They're not shifting the culture the way she did. And I would love to be like the next up to do that. Like, to talk about things and be fearless and be funny and to use up all my talents to do it. Like, I would love to do that. I would love to be the next Wendy Williams, like, or the next Jessie Woo, but that's my ultimate goal with this particular pipeline of what I'm doing. What else? I got a man now. Would you look at me? Not Miss Zozo finally having a Zozo. That's crazy. I coming into this year, I really did, like, I really wanted to fall in love. I really did. But I felt like I was having a lot of different experiences that made me think, you know what? It's just probably just not for me. And I literally like asked one of my homeboys to be my baby daddy. And he said yes. But he thought we was gonna hunch. And I said no. I was like, no, I need you to put that sperm in a bottle for me, Put the sperm in a bottle, baby. I was gonna rub the sperm and, kids was gonna pop out. Kids. Uh, shout out to Sam, my friend. But yeah, I asked my friend to be my baby daddy. Like, that's where I was going. Like, I was gonna just get my sperm, start injecting myself. I was gonna have the nastiest, the sluttiest hot girl summer. 'Cause I've never had a slut phase. Like, I really wanted to just get slutted out. That's probably not a good goal to have in Atlanta because we see the STD rates in Atlanta, bitch. You look at a man, he STD. You just look at a man, infection, STD, clinic. Like, it's just so potent. It's just like Atlanta is just crazy here. So that wasn't a good goal to have. But I was gonna get slutted out this summer. And unbeknownst to me, I was gonna find my future husband this year. Like, and I can say that confidently because that's something that we've discussed, like, from the beginning, just how we feel that we found each other, like we found our soulmates. But yeah, girl. So I done met Mr. Easter. Some of you guys know who he is, Mr. Easter. I'm in love, child. I'm in love, child. I'm in love. He met my family recently. They love him. One thing about it, if your Haitian family loves your husband, y'all gotta stay like I'm saying my husband. He's not my husband yet. But if your Haitian family loves your mate, your spouse, whatever, like, girl, you're in the money because it's not easy to win over a Haitian family. And he spent 2 weeks with my family, like, and they love him. The aunties love him. They even cooked for him before they left, and I was able to freeze up all that food for him. My auntie just this morning sent me her ippies because he said he loved epis. She sent me the epis recipe, so I gotta make epis for this man. Like, he's Haitian now. He's full blown Haitian now. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, they love him, but I'm really appreciative of that. I've always wanted to be with someone who my family would be comfortable with, and my family just told me that they feel like I'm the happiest they've ever seen me. I'm like, well, what the fuck was going on the last 3 decades? Like, what was I like? You just look different. You look so happy. You're so different now. I'm like, well, what the fuck what was I giving y'all before? Like, what's going on? You're just so happy. You're so happy now. You're smiling all the time. I was like, was I frowning? What was it? One of my cousins was like, you just seem more present. Like, usually when you'd be with us, like, it's like you're there, but you're not there. Now you're more present. You're more in the moment. I'm like, well, what was I doing before? I thought I was always present. But, sometimes because you're spending so much time in your own skin, you don't really even peep how you come across to others. So, but anyway, my family loves him, so I guess he'll be my baby daddy now. Because we damn sure been. Child, we damn sure been. Lord. Hallelujah. Ain't God good? Ain't God good? God will give you the desires of your heart, even when you don't think like it's possible. Because I really was like, child, I ain't gonna have no husband. I'm done. I'm tired. But yeah, so I'm in a relationship. I'm very, very happy. And I just think that, this next chapter of my life is going to be really, really good. Like, we're in August now, and there's still a lot of time left in the year for me to do big things, make big moves. And one of those big moves is Just a Couple Things. Just a Couple Things is literally like, I think it's such a big move for me to do this, and for me to just take a chance on me and to do my own thing, my own show. Like, I want to build this into a show, and, I want to be able to do shows, live shows and other things, and, partnerships with other television shows and other brands. And I just look forward to everything that's going to be coming now that I have Just a Couple Things. And I look forward to telling you guys more about my origin story or more stories. If you follow me for the last 7 years, I've got stories. Storytelling is my thing. So before I leave, be sure to follow this podcast, subscribe, give me a 5-star rate, and send it to your friends, your coworkers, your mama, your aunties, your grandpa. Send it to everybody. Okay, we got to get these numbers up. Make sure that the people are tuned in to Just a Couple Things. And again, I'm excited to see what we're going to do next. So I'll see you guys next time.